Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution.
Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. You came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the.
Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking. Yeah, just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
There's nobody last night who was more delighted by the turn of events than the one and only Dan Le Batard. Oh my God, I had to do a 2-hour stream with him last night, and it happened right when that Bulls game was ending. We had Nick Wright on, and it was crazy, right? Dan, I could see Dan, who's obviously not here, he's out of town. I could see him like want to parachute back in and do the show today, and I said, no, we can't do that.
We got it.
We got it from here. But the second happiest person has to be Stephen A. Smith. This is like the exact other side of the coin from the Pacers game, right? Pacers game happens. LeBron's in Indiana. He does Pat McAfee. They post all the memes. Him and Kevin Love are tag teaming, like the look at Stephen A. Smith trying to box and all that stuff. And then LeBron has a tip in to win the game, and it's like top of the mountaintop. That's why you don't mess with the big dog. And then literally one night later, LeBron has that turnover, and then Josh Giddey, of all people, hits a half-court shot over him. And I know somewhere Stephen A. Smith popped. Just straight up explosion of ecstasy, right? But there is someone who is the saddest person in all of these proceedings. It's not LeBron. I don't think he's sad. I mean, it happens. You're gonna play another game. They play Memphis on Saturday. We move on, right? It's not the Lakers who are seeing their playoff seeding in jeopardy here. It's Skip Bayless. Do you understand? Skip Bayless spent over a decade.
This is a great take.
Right? Like, needling LeBron, calling him all sorts of names, trying to bait him, like, acknowledge me. Just acknowledge me once. Come on, I dare you. I'll debate me here and all that stuff, right? And he did a show with Stephen A. Smith, and he was doing this. And he did a show with Shannon Sharpe, and he was doing this. And then he did a show with Lil Wayne and a bunch of other people, and he was doing this, right? And then he stepped away from doing a show. Said, I'm going to go chill in my house. I'll do some stuff on YouTube.
That's definitely how that went.
Right?
With Geraldine.
He has his
Or
own
Ernestine.
show, right?
Or Ernestine.
Ernestine. Right? So, like, it's like, all right, okay, whatever. We gave it the old college try. 20 years. It didn't work. All right. And then the moment he steps aside, not only does this thing happen, it happens to Stephen A. Smith and not Skip. Like, I've been here this whole time. I've been saying wild shit this whole time. Why didn't you acknowledge me? Why didn't you run up on me?
Isn't that connected though? In some ways,
is it?
Because isn't it probably why LeBron, when he felt the comments from Stephen A. Smith, was probably more disappointed in Stephen A. Smith, and he doesn't care what Skip says. And that's probably just hurt Skip even more.
Of course.
That it's like, I not even looked at with enough respect to get under your skin.
The most aggrieved party here is Skip Bayless. Because not only did it not happen to him, Hawk, he doesn't even have an opportunity to go on air across the nation, nationwide TV, and do his thing.
He's in like a straitjacket.
Yeah.
Like, you're at the crazy farm, and all of a sudden it's like, that was me. And they're like, okay, Grandpa, like, I was the one doing that first.
I was the
like,
first one.
Sure, okay.
And also, Dak Prescott trade rumors. He's probably losing his mind.
Talk about Dan wanting to parachute in.
This is how I feel when I see crazy route footwork videos going viral nowadays, or like a bunch of short receivers in the NFL being superstars. I feel like I'm in that straitjacket. I'm Skip Bayless in that situation. I was short first.
The funny thing is just that idea that you say that, and on some level, you're right, But everyone looks at you like, oh,
Like,
okay.
Okay, old man.
Get a load of this guy.
Maybe it might be bedtime. that
gosh.
good CTE is acting up again.
the fun CTE. See, it's messed up, man. I feel bad for Skip Bayless, and I didn't before you started this take.
It's sad, man. It's sad. It's and like legitimately, the feeling of, hey, man, I created this thing. I championed this thing, and then someone else is going to take it from me and make it way more popular to the point where no one's going to acknowledge where it came from. It's got to be.
I got to be honest. I mean, I hadn't thought of him this entire time. You're the first person to actually invoke his name. It's you. Revolving
It's
this
me.
story.
It is me.
He's probably grateful for this because, I mean, granted, I know he loves to take, right? He wants to weigh in on this. He wants to have the outlet, but to not have a platform, to not even be thought of, that's kind of cruel.
I think I'm just now realizing that Stephen A. and Skip had the same take this whole time.
That was confusing, right?
Okay, so
but I guess he was doing his villainy thing, not exactly fully opposite of Stephen A.
I feel like my childhood.
They were on the same team
was
the
a
whole
lie
time.
now. I feel like my childhood was a lie.
Was Stephen A. doing the ultimate yes and? Or no but? He was doing no but.
He was doing no but.
He was doing no but the
game,
whole
though.
time.
Yeah.
Right? Like every time him and Skip would get together, Skip would say this and he would no but him as opposed to yes and him, which is great for debate television, right? That's exactly what you want. But secretly deep down inside, because like think about all the things that Stephen A. said, right? Like that's why I never liked him. He's a backstabber. He's all these things he said on First Take the next day. It's like, oh man, did you always feel like this?
Apparently. And I saw a clip of Nick Wright's show where he's like, Jordan texts Stephen A. LeBron doesn't text Stephen A. And that's basically this whole thing. And I was like, why am I just learning that Jordan texts Stephen A?
Well, I mean,
And why wasn't this agenda more clear to me?
No.
He said
What
it on
happened?
air.
Jordan texts all his main guys, you know.
Does he text you?
I mean,
Well, that's why he's going to the funeral.
there's a reason why he's coming to the funeral. Jordan's coming to my funeral.
Jordan's not coming to your
He's coming
funeral.
to my funeral.
Jordan is not coming to your funeral.
He's coming to my funeral. I just got to make sure I die in North Carolina.
Jordan who?
Or Ibiza.
Hopefully he's there.
Belfort.
You got to die in North Carolina while he's there.
Preferably at like maybe the 17th hole.
So
Yeah, like,
I want to
Like
show.
that's where the wake is. And you can grab a cocktail on the way there, just kind of wave.
and you have to walk through the
You have to-
way to get to the parking lot.
Yeah, you have
Yes.
to. No one can talk during his backswing, though. No memories of
It's
a meeting
quiet.
During
It's
the
quiet
backswing.
during the backswing,
Like
and-
the moment of silence is for MJ's drive, not for a meet.
His putter has to be positioned right by your casket when he gets on the green of hole 17.
Yes,
And that is the only way he will be at Amin's funeral.
and his memory of you will be directly tied to his performance on that hole. Like it needs to be a good. You at the very least par. The very least par.
And someone had to have bet him before he got to the golf course that he bet he could not go for par and go to your funeral.
That's a parlay, right?
a literal parlay. Yeah.
That's good. Yes, that is the
If
only
he
way. he's
eagles, he
coming to your
might
funeral.
speak. He might share his thoughts.
Ooh. Oh wow. Well, hold on now. You've got. This whole time I've been fixated on Michael Jordan being at my funeral. I never considered Michael Jordan saying a couple words.
Yeah, provided that everything is at the 17th hole at his local course,
Okay.
and you work it out with his tee time, he will definitely speak, provided he eagles.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Let me get on that.
And by speaking, he's going to ask where the bathroom is.
No, hold on now. You're not going to do this to me.
He's not
That's
coming to your funeral
disrespectful.
with me.
He's coming to my funeral.
He's not.
This is what we do
I
on
would be
Fridays.
willing to bet so much money. Let's put it in your will.
Sure.
That if I'm wrong, I will give this money to your estate, to whoever you like, whoever you're
Okay.
leaving all your assets to.
Yes, I like that.
And this is kind of doing me a disservice because Mike's going to see this and he's going to consider it a challenge.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying something
Andrew
he
Hawkins
won't do.
couldn't do it. Andrew
I'm
Hawkins
saying
said he couldn't do
something
it. You
that
couldn't
Mike
do it.
Jordan can't do.
Okay.
He is not coming to your funeral.
Yeah, and that's when he took it personal.
He might take
That's
that
when he
personal,
took it
but
personal.
that is my honest belief right now.
I want to see someone else take it personal. Let's take a look at the shot that Josh Giddey hit here. So Austin Reese just made a layup, right? Go ahead and run it.
I mean,
The inbound, Josh Giddey brings it up exactly half court over LeBron, might I add. crowd goes nuts.
I understand you try to provide some context. There was a layup made before end.
Yeah.
There was so much that happened.
There's so much.
It was like the craziest 15 seconds.
Yes, the entire sequence, we'll play it in a second, but I wanted to show the shot itself because this was Dan Le Batard's reaction, his live reaction at finding out that the shot was made. Go ahead.
All right, Luka is inbounding it. LeBron breaking open to the top. He gives it to Reeves. Reeves to the basket. Layup, good. Oh! LeBron never even touches the ball. The Bulls are out of timeouts. Giddy from half court.
No, that's
that's
not
good.
No,
Giddy made it.
No, you're making
Giddy
that
made it
up.
from half court.
No, you're making that up. You're making
not.
that up.
He's
No,
not.
you're-
It's good.
you can't do that. You can't.
Well, he can't. He's holding up his phone. Yeah.
No.
Dan was about 7 mezcals deep at that point. You could tell by the rich hue in his face. He was fueled off of lots and lots of alcohol and was absolutely beside himself. He actually falls back in his chair after that, right? There's a shot of him with his feet above his head, and then he flips over, and then Valerie comes and checks on him. If you didn't see that, you got to watch it. It's on YouTube, the whole thing, all 2 hours of it. Yeah, but there's another person I want to point out because we had Dan's reaction, we got Nick Wright's reaction, and you know how I don't know if you guys believe in reincarnation. Do you guys? Any of you guys believe in reincarnation? Sometimes
You're not. Mike's not coming to your funeral.
Okay.
But go ahead.
No. Well,
You're not going to also
I'll come
be able to be there.
Hey,
You're going to be there.
buddy. I'll come to my own funeral. How about that?
Hey, resurrection. Hey.
You know, some people believe in reincarnation. Some people believe in whatever that thing was from the movie Fallen. You guys remember Fallen with Denzel Washington, where the spirit, exactly. The spirit goes from person to person, right? Mm-hmm. The spirit of Stugotz was in the building last night because Josh Giddey hits that shot, and they cut to the crowd, and there's a dad and his kid, I think, courtside, and they're jumping up and celebrating. And this kid, ladies and gentlemen, he's holding a Laker jersey in his hand. This kid was rooting for the Lakers. Josh Giddey hits that shot. Jersey comes off. And let me jump up and down with everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, Stugotz. We found him right there. That's him right there.
Man.
It's one of the more insane endings to a game.
Oh, man. Especially the way the Bulls have been playing recently. Like, this is, dare I say it, this is the feel-good story of March at least, right?
For sure.
They're cresting in an insane way. And do you know why they're cresting, Mike?
Why?
Because Disturbed played a concert at their arena
And they burned the banners.
damaged the banners. And I said on that day, now they got to put up new ones.
New banners.
And Kobe White said, heard you.
So did Josh Giddey, by the way.
So did Josh Giddey.
Giddey's been playing insane.
Well, he's down with the sickness.
Is that a Disturbed?
I don't know how to answer that because there's things that happen. I don't know
a lot
what
of
that
sicknesses.
means, so I'm going to leave that out.
I don't even know what that means.
Me neither. I'm just going to say yes.
But everybody's response tells me it's something I shouldn't touch.
It's
Well.
not for your demo.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
It does work. Multiple prongs.
Okay.
But I was really doing
Okay.
the wah thing.
I like
I
it.
still don't get that.
So I haven't watched a bunch of NBA games, as
Okay.
you guys well know here.
Yeah.
But I did catch this ending, and I do feel like Amin is not doing this game justice.
No?
You come out with an agenda.
I had an agenda?
You had an agenda. You come out with the Stephen A. Smith, LeBron. You let that story continue to go on. You give it another day of life.
Yeah.
Out the gate. Then
Guilty.
you show just the last shot of that game, which
Yeah.
is maybe 6%
Yeah.
of that. The story, and again, I'm not the basketball purist. You are. This is the game that you protect.
Yes.
That you love.
Uh-huh.
That you champion.
True.
This is maybe the best ending of a basketball game that you will ever see, period. Now, look, the stakes aren't playoffs,
Right.
championship, but in a vacuum, not only that, Giddey airballs a floater over LeBron because he's scared.
Right.
He's having a great game.
Yeah.
He's like 1 assist shy of a triple-double. And I know all this because it's literally the only 3 minutes of basketball that I've watched this entire year.
But it was pretty good.
Good
But
3
it was-
minutes.
Good
I'm like,
3 minutes
damn.
to pick.
Well, you
It's a
should
good
watch
3
more.
minutes to
You should
pick.
watch
It's like when you jump in on a show that everyone else is watching, like you watch Game of Thrones, and you're like, "Wow, I see what the
They killed Ned
I
Stark.
see what the hype is." You jumped in on the best episode.
Yeah.
Giddey airballs a floater from point blank range.
Oh, yeah.
After
Well,
having a great game,
I think we have the entire sequence.
we should.
Here we go. I don't even know if we're allowed to show this, but we're going to show it. Who cares?
Let's get fined. It's not
Right.
my money.
You got a corner 3 right there from Williams, from Patrick Williams.
Corner 3.
There
And
is
this is
trickle-
after the
trickle-down
airball.
economics.
Stolen.
Stolen.
Giddey with this. I think
Giddey
that
with
was
the
his
steal.
That was his triple double
And
assist.
Giddey
I
with the
believe.
assist. But to Kobe White. But do you know who Giddey stole the ball from? Do you know who Giddey stole the ball from?
Yes, I saw it. It was an inbound from LeBron.
From LeBron.
Wow.
Like from the peak of I won the game with a tap to I threw the game away. I threw the game away. That's the thing. That's an uncharacteristic.
If you stop the game right there, yes, that is what the narrative
if he
is.
can just inbound the ball.
If we all just died at that moment, then yes, you could. But they ended up scoring a great play because of the attention on LeBron. Reeves goes right to the cup, and at that moment, we thought the game was over.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh, that narrative is no longer going to be there.
How about Patrick Williams in that 3, by the way?
I was going to say
that's like if you're JJ Redick, you're
it's
like,
a miracle.
And then there's the Austin Reeves layup, and here comes no timeouts. Bulls inbound, get it back to Giddey.
Great defense.
And
Somebody's got to be on Giddey there, right?
Yeah,
you get the most dangerous guys are everywhere else.
Man, LeBron had a hand up. It was a closeout to the side.
It was a heave from half court.
The
It was
most
a great
dangerous guy
shot by
was
Giddey.
Josh Giddey.
Who's the most dangerous guy?
The guy with the ball.
Thank you.
That's always the most dangerous guy.
There you go.
So this was our version of March Madness in the NBA. Meanwhile, college basketball had a very different March Madness.
Hold on. Are you going to
transition? Yes.
To college basketball?
Yes.
All right, can I give a disclaimer really quick?
Okay.
This might come to a shock to a lot of people. I have no idea who's won a game in the March Madness poll.
What?
But it's not okay. It's not because I don't like college basketball or March Madness. I promised my kids that I would do a bracket.
Okay.
And I've been really busy and haven't had a chance to do a bracket yet. And so I've been not watching the game so I can still do my bracket and be ethical about my picks.
Wait, hold on. You guys are going to do a belated bracket?
They have done theirs. I have not filled mine out yet. But I have not.
So you're going. Hold on.
Second chance brackets are a real thing, but you missed the start of the Sweet 16.
But I haven't seen any of the games.
He's starting from the beginning, not knowing who won anything.
I have no idea.
Guessing who won, like McNeese State versus Iowa or whatever the game was, or Clemson. Yeah. Wow.
So if we're going to do spoilers, I'm going to have to cover my ears.
Well, we have one spoiler.
Okay.
Well, two spoilers.
Two spoilers?
Because there was 4 games last.
Well, no, we're not going to talk about all the. We're just going to talk. Unless you have.
I've actually got an update for you.
Give it to me.
The Toasted Bracket update for March Madness is brought to you by Jimmy John's. They're back, and they're finally here, and they're hot. Try the new toasted sandwiches at Jimmy John's. Order one today.
That's a big bag of chips right there.
I mean, they hooked us up with the real,
Dude, I love jalapeno chips.
The ones from Jimmy John's, by the way, are incredible.
Yeah,
I
man.
love these jalapeno chips. About 50 pounds worth of jalapeno chips.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like,
nice.
It goes so great with a sandwich because it gives it an extra. All you get what I don't like are the regular. I don't like plain chips. I've decided at this point in my life I don't like plain chips.
What's your chip of choice?
Jalapeno. Those Jimmy John's
A1
jalapeno
right
ones.
here.
Come on, man, because it gives you a little kick, a little bite, a little flavor. Like it adds to the proceedings. It's not just there for texture purposes.
You're not worried about the aftermath of the breath?
Not the breath. There's an aftermath I'm worried about, but it's not the breath.
It's not the breath.
It's not the breath.
Jeez.
It comes in a text message form the next morning as I announce to the chat what happened. But so last night, as all this is happening in the NBA, and here's the spoiler I'm going to give.
Give it to me.
Alabama wins their game.
What?
And you know what? We have a stat of the day for this. Give me the music.
Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day.
Saturday is brought to you by Evan Williams Bourbon, game day's #1 pour. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43 to 45% alcohol by volume. Enjoy responsibly, 21 and over. Alabama won 113 to 88 over BYU last night. Alabama won 25 for 51 from 3, both of which made and attempted are tournament records. If Alabama had not made a single two-pointer against BYU, the Crimson Tide still would have won the game by 5.
That's incredible. That's incredible, but also I saw that score and I saw the box score and I said to myself, I didn't know they could do that. Any of that.
You mean score?
Like score 113 points in a 40-minute game, hit 25 threes, attempt 50 threes, 51 threes. I didn't know anyone in college could do that. And I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about anyone in college ever. Because I've seen so much college basketball. And most of it is garbage in terms of, like, production. You see flashes of brilliance, like, oh, he's good. Oh, he could be good one day. But in terms of, like, hey, we're going to put together this product and we're going to call this basketball, typically it's not good. It's exciting because they're trying hard, but it's not good. Like, it's not good.
What is that voice?
This is like, I like college sports.
That's the college basketball purist voice. It's like, it's better than the NBA because they try harder.
They try hard every game.
Yeah.
That's the effort voice? That's jeez.
But here's the thing. We've talked about it earlier when I gave you the secret sauce for March Madness was the secret sauce, right? It's not that the games are great. It's the collection of games are great.
Right.
Because there's so many.
Yes.
If you look at the actual games, they suck.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Except for when you get to the actual good teams in the Elite Eight, Final Four, and whatever. But, Hawk, for you, just because you haven't been watching any of them.
Thank you.
Secret sauce. What do you think the secret sauce is for the NCAA tournament?
I think it's because of the collection of games.
Not only the collection of games, who's playing in them?
Yeah, what is the secret sauce to the collection of games? So when you want to talk about a deep tournament run, magical performances from a team, right? There's a necessary ingredient, and we call it the secret sauce.
The secret sauce, you need to have it. Every champion has
a
this thing.
secret sauce.
Every champion has the secret sauce.
NCAA champion.
Yeah.
Every NCAA champion has the secret sauce. The secret sauce.
White
Underdog.
guys.
White guys.
There it
Same
is.
thing. In basketball, same thing. Underdog, white guy.
Yeah.
But every
Synonymous.
team that you see in March Madness that makes a run that has something fun, secret sauce.
Throughout,
White guy.
you know,
guy.
I went home yesterday, Tony, and I thought about it, and I went, my brain went back, and I said, "What about those Florida teams that dominated with no one?" I said, "Lee Humphrey, secret sauce." Then I went to Kentucky. Wait a second. What about Pitino's Kentucky teams with Antoine Walker and Derek Anderson and Tony Dunn? They sent like 100 pros. Jeff Shepard. Right? Like
That one guy. It's the secret sauce. Remember, it's not the entire recipe. It's you need that extra little kick on the side.
Is it that the white guy is like a main part, or just that he just needs to be there?
He needs to briefly be the main character.
Yes.
Briefly have
But it's
that
like for a
moment.
shot.
have a moment.
Could be a
Yeah.
shot. Could be an
A
assist.
shining moment, if you will.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, is that reverse engineered? That would be my rebuttal, right?
Quite literally.
Can you start?
Is that little moment not even a big deal, but because that moment is the white guy doing it,
That's the ticket.
that's the ticket?
There you
All
go.
right.
That's what we
We're
call Bryce
unlocking it
Drew.
here.
Yeah, like we're not drawing up plays for the white guy.
Well,
I got
Bryce
you.
Drew was pretty sick, but
Yeah.
there's white guys everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
The statistics.
And so there's like this hot new theory that NIL and the portal have killed the mid-major, which is why you're getting less of the secret sauce
For 1 year.
and less of the, which is
For 1 year, it's
well,
killed the mid-major. Yes.
if I may, I'm confused because we had Jim Larinaga on our March Badness broadcast,
Yeah.
and I saw Jim Larinaga, and I really don't understand where he's coming from. He tweeted something to the effect of like
the
happy
80s.
portal. Well, he's like happy portal where you can lose your entire roster, and he's famously shared this story about how after Miami made the Final Four run, everybody on his roster came to him asking for a raise. It's just what. May I ask you guys, how are we doing here? Because Jim Larinaga, okay, the big baddie that ruined everything in Miami is apparently NIL or the portal. I don't know which one he's talking about, to be fair. He could be
Right.
talking about the portal. He could be talking about NIL.
Well, it hand in hand, right? Like if you don't give me my NIL, I'll go to the portal.
Right. Miami. Basketball.
Right.
Did pretty well with NIL.
Yes, and the portal.
Made Elite Eight, made Final Four.
Yes.
They lost. Jim will try to convince you that he lost his entire roster the following year.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
wow.
No, he didn't. He lost Zay Wong, and he lost Jordan Miller. Now, two guys that have been
Those
in
are
and out
good-
of the league.
Yep.
Good players.
Yep.
Replaced him with a first-round draft pick in George, who's playing well for the Wizards.
Yes.
And Matt Cleveland, who Jim Larinaga loved
Yes.
and wanted, and twice now said, I prefer him over other guys. So he brings in a first-round talent to a core that made it to the Final Four. You still have Pac, you still have Omir, you still have Wooga.
Yep.
What is happening here?
I'll-
They fell off a cliff
I'll tell you
with
what it
all
is.
that talent. And the following year, he followed that up by getting Jalil Bethea, who was the number one guard coming into college. And then he quits on the team midway through the year. But it's NIL and the transfer portal.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll
Yeah.
tell you exactly what
Not-
it is, Mike.
Give it to us. I have a theory too.
You ever meet anyone who's like in an open relationship? You ever meet those people?
I don't hang out at those bars. I mean,
No, I'm just saying.
You're giving us a glimpse into your life right now.
You mean the upside down pineapple thing?
The upside down pineapple.
Jimmy
people,
L's a
right?
swinger. Is that what we're getting to?
So
I'm not a big cruiser. Chris, though, he's on one right now.
So not necessarily swinging, but like open relationship, meaning like, hey man, me and my old lady, like we have an open relationship. I can see whatever. Inevitably, for all those people, it's great when I'm the open part. When the other side is the open part, wait a second, hold on now, what are we doing here? That's the exact same thing. It's like, it's cool to be in an open relationship when you're the one who gets to bang everybody and your significant other is dutiful at home and just waiting for you. When the significant other takes advantage of the open relationship, now all of a sudden we got a problem. And that's what Jim Larinaga is doing.
But he wasn't being taken advantage of.
Yes,
No. The following year, after he followed up a Final Four season with getting a first-round draft pick in his roster, we brought back the entire core.
Right.
So, like, who's doing this? Who's the boogeyman that's stealing your players? You didn't lose anybody.
The NBA. No.
Like that following year, which was one of the more talented Miami teams of all time and one of the most disastrous seasons of all time, only followed up by a more disastrous season that caused him to quit midway. It doesn't hold water, and he's a nice guy. I love Jim. Greatest coach in the history of the program. Love the guy. But he keeps perpetuating something that's just flatly not true. He made it up. It's not a thing. We had Seth Davis on the show saying the NIL spend. I'm like, guy, I know. We got Bethea. Like, it's not a real thing.
I have an unchecked theory. Because I think you're right.
Let's do it.
So I'll need somebody else to check this. I don't know if we have it.
No checking. We don't check around here. We just give theories.
Okay. How old is the coach? And I don't want to be an ageist.
He's pretty old. He's pretty damn
One
old.
of the oldest.
Yeah.
One of the oldest. I think it's an energy thing. I think it's I do not feel like recruiting in the portal as well as recruiting high school, as well as recruiting my own players. And I feel like a lot of the coaches that have expressed that issue or said, I'm not doing this, they all come from the old guard, but it's like, it's a lot.
Hawk, you are 100% locked in.
Wow.
That is what happened here.
Unchecked theory,
But
guess what? Just got checked.
Yeah, no, it's flatly what happened here. He can be frustrated with the process. He lamented plenty around boosters and the collective about this process. It's why a lot of people look on the women's side. Katie Meyer also retired because of a similar thing, even though she had success at it. Even though the collective helped fuel a deep run in their tournament, they went to the Elite Eight. But it's just he keeps perpetuating a false narrative because it's convenient. You didn't have the energy to keep up with the times. It's totally understandable, my guy. But it's just a lie, and it's become fact. You didn't lose anybody to another school after the Final Four. You lost two dudes to the NBA, and you replaced them with NBA players. It's just not accurate.
Yeah. So you're actually taking advantage of the portal and NIL as opposed to being cursed by it. Also, great replacement on the women's basketball side and Coach Cullop. Big fan.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot that connection.
There's a connection?
She was the Toledo coach.
She's got the energy
for
it.
Toledo.
She's certainly got the energy.
I got another secret sauce team, by the way.
You watch how you say that.
I
word.
said Holy Toledo, Batman.
No, you said, Toledo. I felt the energy.
Holy
Wait,
Toledo.
you have to be careful with the secrets.
Well, no, this is a secret from
He already
25
wrote
years
down
ago.
Alabama. He knows that he's going to write Alabama.
Yes, I'm talking about
secret.
secret sauce team from the past.
Oh, from the past. What you got?
0203 Kansas Jayhawks had two.
Oh,
Kirk
it's
Heinrich?
Kirk Heinrich and Rafe LaDudu.
No,
Collison.
Nick Collison. When was Rafe LaDudu? Was that before that?
That might have been before. Let me check.
Yeah.
Hawk, are you
It's
gonna
not
watch?
Ladudu.
Are you gonna
It's
watch?
not, it's not. How's it pronounced?
La France.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna watch the
terrible.
games or just like catch up on the results?
I am probably going to catch up on the results.
Okay, because there's like a character that gets revealed in the first round
Uh-huh.
that by day one is a darling, and by day two
Everyone's
is
gonna
sick
villain?
of, hates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
It's not
By
a player.
episode 2?
Not a player.
Yeah.
Just
No.
like-
You said too much. You said too much.
No.
You said
And
too
Not
much.
Sister Jean.
Not Sister Jean.
Not Sister Jean.
What? Is
but-
she alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Is her team any good?
No.
No.
It's crazy how
her
it's
team's
like,
dead. She's alive though.
She probably took Miami's first Final Four run away.
Geez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that Lonnie Walker team was loaded.
That's right.
Miami was going to make a run. They lost to Sister Jean in the first round, and they made it all the way to the Final Four.
I want to get to this story here. It's on the list. And I want to get to it, part of it because this is a very interesting story, but more so because I was outraged by the reaction of one Ethan outside at the table.
Oh,
So-
Lord.
This basketball?
This is not basketball.
Okay.
So this I don't know. Maybe you're like Ethan. Maybe this might be a revelation to you too.
Uh-oh.
So Mike says, hey, did you hear they declassified the files on the Ark of the Covenant? And my mind goes to the warehouse and like, oh, they found the box. Like it was an unmarked.
Remember, the box in the warehouse, 1 million boxes in there.
There's 1 million boxes.
So how do we go through every single box to find it?
How do we do that, right? And so as Mike is starting to explain the story that we'll get to in a second, Ethan says, what's the Ark of the Covenant? And that's exactly how his voice
He said it again. He said, what's the Ark of the Covenant? Again? Because he knew it at one point.
I've heard it before, but I'm not
forgive
quite sure what the Ark of the Covenant is. That's how Ethan sounds when he talks about things. When you talk about things that you should know, young man, you sound like that to me. That's what your voice sounded like, Ethan. Is it possible? Juju put it on the poll? Like, do you know what the Ark of the Covenant is? Everyone knows what this is, right? And I'm not saying because you know from Bible study.
Well, he's supposed to be an Old Testament guy.
Well, that's the other thing. Look.
Where's he from? Where's he originally from?
He's from Florida.
Bible Belt.
But he's a man of the tribe. He's MOT.
Yeah.
So the Old Testament, at least, which is where
should be locked in on that.
Conveniently,
Ark
of the Covenant.
Positively dialed on the Ark.
Ark of the Covenant. Come on now. Can't let Hitler have it.
Exactly right.
That kind of weapon?
That was not in the Old Testament. That was in Indiana Jones, but it was canon.
Okay. What about the part where you can't look at him? Eyes closed.
Well,
you can't touch it.
You can't look at it.
You can't look.
Keep your eyes closed.
There's
Indiana
something
Jones,
to that, by the way, because and again, I know people think I'm being sarcastic. This is declassified.
This is real.
The CIA confirmed the existence of the Ark of the Covenant.
Bang.
They tracked it down by using a psychic, and if you think that's ridiculous, just look into their programs.
That's crazy.
Okay?
Look, it wasn't just Hitler who was into their cult.
I mean, if it's like steroids in baseball, you can't let the other guy cheat. Exactly. You know, you got to cheat too. And if the other side is using psychics, then you use psychics too.
Yeah.
So, like, they found it, and they even in the declassified documents say that it was guarded by entities. This is real stuff.
That tracks, by the way.
Entities, huh?
I'm not kidding.
This is kind of my mind's a little blown right now. This is the first time I'm getting this.
But Google it.
information.
Maybe there's a million fake articles out there that got me, but they all look pretty legit.
No, I'm
think
with
you
you.
got
I saw the declassification. I saw the
trust Tony.
pictures. I saw the videos. Here's the.
Dude, you didn't go through like 30,000 documents.
I didn't have
That's
to.
what happens.
Somebody
when
else
you
did.
declassify
To be
things.
fair,
else did.
an
AI did.
aggregator said that the entity part.
But they could say anything too.
Of course.
Does it look like it does in the movie?
we don't have.
They,
like,
they-
there
remember,
was
they
just
didn't.
a
couldn't get
picture.
close.
it
couldn't
was like
see
a
it.
crude.
Entities.
They only
It was
felt
buried.
it.
It was buried underground.
Wow.
That's my
Where?
issue with.
Did they say where?
That's my issue. They can't tell
Was
you
it in
where.
Egypt?
I'm not gonna tell you
They
where.
won't.
What's, how much did they classify?
Well, I think.
By the way, between you and me, I think it's in Ethiopia.
That's what I've
That would
I've
make
done my
sense.
research, and it seems to be in Ethiopia.
By the way, there's some stuff there in Ethiopia. By the way, if you look into a little church that they have in Ethiopia,
the oldest church in the world,
the
right?
priests that are there have had some weird things. A lot of them die very young because of radiation poisoning. We don't know what's going on
Gotta
there,
get on
but that's
Apopectin.
happening.
I think that's the
Apopectin, I'm telling
earliest
you.
Hey,
version
Tony,
of,
you
like-
haven't gotten to the pyramids that you've been wanting to talk about
Oh,
this
yeah.
week
Well, the
either.
pyramids,
Also-
everything's connected,
Dude,
guys.
did you see
as we
also
know.
Argentinian Trump was declassifying things too, and there's like Hitler stuff there?
No, I didn't.
In
think
Argentina?
of all
Well,
places.
Impossible.
I'm just saying
There's no such
that's
thing.
being declassified too. If you're going to get into
We're
massive
declassifying
conspiracy
stuff, baby.
theory
I
mode.
love it.
Wait,
Can we declassify the lottery files?
what lottery? The draft lottery?
NBA lottery files?
Look, man, we already did that on Basketball Illuminati.
Did we?
Keep your third eye open.
your
Yeah.
third eye.
What was the conclusion?
Man, you're gonna have to listen to that episode, man. I'm not gonna give away the secret
secret
sauce.
sauce.
I have
It's classified.
They
Yeah.
got a
haven't
secret
seen-
sauce on that show too.
I haven't seen the NCAA tournament. You think I'm going to go back into the archives to listen to the lottery files?
Man, look, do you want to find the Ark of the Covenant or not?
All right, I'm coming.
right, thank
I'll
you.
be there. Hey, 1966 UTEP Miners NCAA championship
You
team.
just Googled Glory Road.
I got to debunk the theory.
They weren't called UTEP at the time.
Well, whatever.
Texas Western.
The Black College of Texas. I
Who'd
don't
they-
know
who'd
what
they
they were
play
called
against?
during Jim Crow.
Who'd they play against?
Kentucky, an all-white
Pat
Kentucky
Riley.
team.
How much did Tim
Pat
Hardaway
Riley,
go
secret
for?
sauce.
Opposite of Hoosiers.
They lost.
No,
though.
hold on.
But it
hold
doesn't
on.
matter if you lose.
no, hold
because
on.
You
The
made
story.
a run.
That was back when the secret sauce was actually black guys.
That's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also,
Flip a sauce.
Damn it, I didn't consider that.
also, the starting five was black. They never talk to us about 6 through 11, though.
That's true.
No, very true.
6 through 11, there's a different story. It's got to
Might
like
have been a Hispanic guy there. We don't
Yeah,
know.
that's it. He made it. Maybe he been secret
made
secret
just-
salsa.
Texas Western.
If I may just circle back to the Ark of the Covenant.
Yes.
Yes.
So if we track down where exactly it was in the 1980s, there's no way that we just conceded, well, can't get to it, guarded by entities. We sacrificed some dudes.
Of
I'm telling you, like,
course.
we moved this thing.
Oh no, I don't.
It's definitely in
can't touch
DC.
it, though. You can't touch it.
It's definitely in DC.
No, Mike.
Nick Cage is gonna find it.
Mike. I know that we attempted to touch it. I don't know if we were successful, right? So you're right. People were sacrificed because Jenkins, get in there. It's like, okay, boss, and then he melted, and then
Turns
like
into a pile of dust.
Rollins, you go in there, like okay, and like
Johnson,
hustle up in there, and like several hundred black soldiers later,
Secret sauce.
they were like, okay, maybe we can't touch it. And so they had to figure out something else. And that's where Dr. Henry Jones comes in.
Miriam, don't look.
Him and
Keep your eyes
Marion.
closed,
keep your
Miriam.
eyes closed, Marion.
And they managed to crate it, right?
Remember, the whole thing is you got to take the poles.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Those wooden
Yeah.
poles, you got to stick them through
Stick
the
'em
side.
to the side,
And
yep.
then you put them up like that, like pole bears.
I just can't believe that we're here. It shows you how feeble our minds are because it's, we're in the 2020s and the government has told us, yeah, those UFO things that we always told you were fake when you were growing up, no, they exist.
Real,
we don't know who's behind it, but no, they are definitely real. And we just keep moving on with our day. Yeah. Like we saw movies about how hypothetically, if this were to happen, it'd be on newspapers everywhere, and we just like, nah, I can't comprehend that. Got my own shit. Can't deal with that right now. Same thing with the Ark.
Tournament's going on.
Number one, you can't. Yeah, exactly. You can't blame people. It's March Madness. Number two, this to me is a much bigger story than UFOs. Much bigger. Life
Ark,
on
you're saying?
life on other planets. Okay.
The
whatever.
existence of God.
The existence of God, and also still not to be messed with.
Well, that's very true. I always rationalize the UFO thing with, there's just so many theologies, and that kind of thumbs its nose at it, right? Like, if I am to accept that there's alien life forms elsewhere that are behind these UFOs, then I have to take a look at my own theology. This one actually confirms like a pretty big one, or a couple of them, right? So you would think it'd be processed a little bit more, but everyone's just kind of looking at it like, this is ridiculous. It's fake. Well, it's there.
Here's my issue with it, right? It's the fact that the psychic, we only had one psychic do it, or did we have multiple? Do we have multiple sources here, or was it one guy or one girl like, oh my God, yeah, no, I see it for sure. It's underground. Oh, we can't get to it. It's guarded by entities. Yeah, sorry, guys. What's the check?
Wait, hold on.
50 grand? Okay.
Are you okay, I think for the second time in this segment, we finally found where Stugotz is.
With the CIA?
Yeah, he's a psychic.
Things seem to have calmed down a little bit between Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. You know how we know that? Because there's a statue on the way. We commissioned an artist named Akbar Domestique.
I make
Statue.
statue. I make a statue for very big time people. Abdurrahim Muhammad Khalafallah, very famous actor. Dab'Allah Muhammad Saiti, expert. How you say? Tennis.
Ping pong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Aywa. Also, I make for Sharon Stone.
We're going to talk to the people, and whichever statue gets the most votes, that's the statue.
With
that
the
we choose.
statue, yes.
Okay.
So I show you, you choose which is the best. Okay? So number 1, Jimmy Butler very tired.
Very tired.
This 2020, the bubble.
I think people are going to take advantage of the position here when they take their photos.
Number 2, we have this. Why you laugh? In Philadelphia, they say we give Tobias Harris. Jimmy Butler very mad. Jimmy said Tobias over me, so we make Jimmy over Tobias.
This is nice. Have you asked Tobias about this design?
That's unimportant.
Philadelphia, Detroit, wherever he is, I don't care. This one against Boston. Al Horford make a shoot and go timeout. Jimmy Butler make big shoots and big timeout. And I call this one, fuck to you, Al Horford. You know, Al Horford, very bad. And then this called culture. Emu hair.
I mean, between me and you, did you copy the artist of the D-Wade statue?
What?
Between me and you?
This
But just between me and you, the cameras ain't rolling.
I'm artist.
Huh?
I'm sorry,
Go.
Anthony. You can't question Mr. Domestique.
I can't accuse the artist.
أنا بعمل art لي 25 سنة. واحد يجيني هنا يقول لي أنا قبلت منها. So now you choose which one the best.
I have to go with the one in 2020 against LeBron in the finals. I just have to.
You know why Jimmy O's number 22, right? Finished second twice.
What you do, huh? You make problems.
Yeah,
I like the fuck you, Al Horford.
Yeah. Yes,
That's the
for
one,
sure.
that's the one.
That's the one right there.
Frankie shoes. Fuck to you, Al Horford.
For me, the best one is this one. The one who is pooping about Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris.
Can I choose mine?
Yes. Hey! Why you make problem, huh? Why you make problem?
This week on Mystery Crate.
Wow, good start.
Already off to a bad start. This week on Arnold Palmer, we talked about a lot of things, including a story that we got an update to right after we recorded.
We thought the story was dead.
We thought the saga of Haley Welch, Hawk to a Girl, if you are online, was over. And then right after we recorded Mystery Crate, we found out she's coming out with a documentary, apparently. So if you want to hear all of how we got into that, listen to Mystery Crate, which is out every Friday on YouTube, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hawk to a Girl sounds like a superhero.
It does. She kind
You're
of
kind
is
of superhero,
one.
huh?
She woke up one day.
This guy.
She took off her glasses. Didn't we also talk about disguises? And
Oh, yeah, that's right. We talked about Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original superhero.
Well, he was the
What's the
original.
original?
He was the
Was he a
original guy who would like fool you,
Disguise himself.
Yeah, like bad disguise, and he's not really.
Oh, again, not bad disguise, good disguise.
Yeah, well,
because he
it
never
worked.
got
I mean,
found out.
I wouldn't have fallen for it.
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey. Same with Batman, by the way.
I saw a clip of the old Batman show where he was on three-way with Commissioner Gordon, and he's like, yo, Batman, get Batman on the line. And Batman tell Bruce Wayne what the plan is. And I swear to God, this is real. It's Adam West. And he's got two phones. He's like, Batman? Yes, Mr. Wayne. And he just kept going back and forth from phone to phone.
So he's Phil Henry, basically.
That's a great bit. Sam Morrill's mustache. Anyways, here's Mystery Crate every Friday.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
I thought I could leave it alone. I couldn't because I went out there. Ethan shoved Taylor under the bus and said Taylor hasn't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark either.
Yeah, but Taylor's a different kind of guy. The problem with Taylor is that he's never seen anything.
Any movie.
Any movie whatsoever. He just watches tape. That's it.
No, he watches Kings of Queens, and that's it. Like that's that, and Everybody Loves Raymond. Like that's what he does. He doesn't watch anything else.
Doug Heffernan, he's a big Doug Heffernan guy. Is that what you're telling me?
He's a big Jerry Stiller guy.
Oh, Jerry Stiller's the best, man. R.I.P.
The Boca Vista.
But Raiders of the Lost Ark, this is like required viewing, right? Like
one of the greatest movies of all time.
Movies of all time.
Easily.
And my my kids, I showed my kids Rocky for the first time last weekend. Watched Rocky for the first time, and I was worried because Rocky 1 is slow.
Dangerous.
It's slow.
Violent.
No, violent.
No, not violent.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You know what my kids watch?
CTE. You're not worried about?
Violence is not the issue.
Violence is not the issue.
We agreed that
How
Rocky had
old is the
CTE
issue?
early in the game.
Yes.
Like from day one.
From day one.
He came into the pros with CTE.
Yes.
We agreed. Okay.
Advanced.
It was like
Not the fun kind
He shouldn't
either.
have been fighting.
How did it
if we
go?
can look back and be like, hey, maybe you should just keep the warehouse job.
How did it go though? Because I'm worried about that film age, and especially with a younger demo. That's risky.
It was so I was worried that it would be too slow for them.
Because it's a great film,
Yes.
and you want them to feel what you felt.
Yes.
But the times may change what they feel.
They liked it.
Oh, that's
They
good.
they liked it.
Oh, that's good
The
news.
two
Did they like the ending? Because the ending is
they loved it.
super
No, they were
satisfying.
confused by the ending. They were like, "Wait, who won?" It wasn't clear, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll
It
pause."
wasn't clear. He announced it.
Yeah, but it's
No,
kind of
no,
It was a
because-
celebration.
No.
You can see how people
Roy,
are confused.
Roy, the way
which
it's
for
shot,
a combat sport is kind of
Roy,
you should not land
the
there.
way it's shot. First of all, like my kids don't watch boxing, so the idea of like the first judge had it 115, like they don't know what's happening. Right? Number two, the announcement is actually in the background because the foreground is Rocky going, Rocky, like so, and then they hug and they see Apollo jumping. They don't know what they're like. Wait, who won? So I had to explain that to them. The other notes that we got, right? Number two is when's Eye of the Tiger come on, and I had to explain to them, guys, Rocky 3, which led me to should I skip watching Rocky 2?
No,
Rocky 2 is good.
Is it?
You got to do it.
Rocky 2 is the one I've seen the least of.
There's only
in my
one
life.
that you skip, and it's Rocky 5.
Oh, that never happened.
But you know what?
I like Rocky 5, man. I don't know what y'all
in
talking
my
about.
older
I like it.
age,
Really?
I have become a lot more appreciative of Rocky 5.
Yeah.
I showed my kid 1 through 4, and we went one day binge watched all of them.
Oh,
He
yeah.
It's
loved
4
it.
age now.
Oh, 4 is great.
4 is pretty good.
Yeah, but
4 is great.
when
I watched
but there's so much ambiguity now.
Oh yeah. Well, are they our enemy? No, actually, now it's more resonant than ever. Like 15 years ago, I was like, "What? Why are we mad at this Russian guy?" Like now, it's like, "Yeah, it's back.
They were trying
we
to
back.
get us, yeah.
Cold War back, baby. 20 CB.
Is that how you see it?
Yeah,
When's Mason the Line Dixon?
that's
It's
6.
Rocky Balboa.
6. I call it Rocky 6. I'm not gonna do. And I call Creed Rocky 7, and I call Creed 2 Rocky 8.
What?
Yes, they're just. It's all Rocky.
Rocky
8
wasn't even
is
in
wild.
8.
He wasn't in the second one.
No.
That would mean
The Creed series slowly making its way onto
Creed is good.
to GOAT black movie.
Creed is
franchises.
really good, by the
absolutely.
way. I
Rocky
love
7's
Creed.
like my third favorite Rocky.
Rocky 7 is really good, man.
Rocky 7's awesome.
Rocky 7 and
Rocky 8 ain't bad either.
That's the one with Drago's son, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. No, Rocky 8 is fire, bro. What are you talking about? Rocky 9 was the one with Jonathan Majors. That's
Again, good.
That's
Not bad.
I haven't seen that one. I don't think that's the one I haven't seen. Maybe
was
we'll
good.
work our way up.
Yeah, no, he's working his way back.
Do you want me to give you the little synopsis for it, or do you just want to watch it?
It's like his friend goes to
his
prison.
friend, who's the better boxer,
Right.
when they were younger, goes to prison,
Comes
gets his
back
life
out.
taken away, and then Jonathan Majors feels like Creed took his life
Yeah.
and lived
Is
his life.
is Jonathan Majors supposed to be like kind of like Clubber Lang, not quite, but a little bit of that?
He's more evil. Much more evil.
He's a bad
Big
dude.
Clubber Lang?
Hold on, Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lang was not a good dude.
Yeah,
No,
man.
no,
He went to
this
the-
guy's a bad
Say
dude.
woman.
This guy's a bad
Say
guy.
woman.
Yeah.
This guy's a bad dude. Although his narrative just gets like fast forwarded. The pacing on Rocky 9 ain't great.
Okay.
Okay. I
Is this
love
the-
that we're calling it Rocky 9.
It's Rocky 9.
He
What-
gets a
what is
world
it?
title shot very quickly.
But
That's all we're
you
saying.
guys are telling me
Cinderella story.
Rocky 2 has the rewatch value, right?
Well, Rocky 2 it tells a story that everybody was like, well, Rocky 1 could have been better. How do we make Rocky 1 better? But by telling a similar story.
Yeah.
The other
and help and making sure he wins.
Yeah, secret sauce.
Secret
okay,
sauce.
yeah. So
baby.
this is what I've been
Wasn't what
leading
it
to.
could have
There
been.
ain't going to be no rematch.
Yeah, people. Yeah, that's when they're hugging at the end of Rocky 1, right?
yep.
But there was,
And they're, oh, new one.
as Creed taught us, there were 2 rematches.
Yeah, man. We recorded an episode of Cinephobe Top 5 the other day, and we were talking about worst parents in Cinephobe history, and I submitted as one of my outside looking ins, Rocky and Rocky 4, because he's so sick and tired of being a dad and being a husband, he decides to fight in Russia on Christmas Day. Just get me the fuck away from my family as far as possible on Christmas Day.
And then Adrian shows up.
She shows up anyway because she's CT5 worst spouses. Just nagging. Had to follow him across. Yeah, she's just, you can't win. You see him. You know how strong he is. Oh, annoying, shrill voice. Shrill.
He should have took the fight. I mean, could we not be honest and say he shouldn't have fought the dude?
Who?
Anybody shouldn't have fought the dude?
You saying Apollo should not have fought the dude?
Apollo shouldn't have fought him.
It was an exhibition. He didn't know the dude was going to go like that.
Rocky shouldn't have fought him after he watched him kill Apollo.
Yeah. Rocky should have thrown the towel earlier.
But again, think
Rocky gets a concussion Adrian. He's clearly concussed. Can we get an independent neurologist out here?
That didn't exist at that time.
Or do we? Is this
20 CB?
Is this shot that important?
20 CB. They just give you the smelling salts. You're good. He's good. He's awake again.
Look at my finger. All right, he's gonna go.
A walking concussion,
dude.
Walking concussion.
Think about this. Rocky left his wife and child on Christmas to go to Russia, communist Russia, to go fight a dude who murdered his friend in the ring. Like, you know how much of a bad husband and a bad father you have to be like, I'm gonna do this over here on Christmas.
He's a good husband. He still visits the grave.
He's a great friend
as Rocky.
Oh, as Rocky 7.
Michael Jordan,
that motivational speech.
Well, and then he was not in 9.
No.
Michael Jordan would never fight the person who ended up killing you in the ring for you.
That's fair.
So this is why Rocky is maybe one of the best friends in.
I didn't say he's a great friend.
And wear your boxing trunks.
I think we got a LeBron Windy situation here. He never said he was his best friend.
Yeah.
All he said he's to go to the funeral.
He's gonna go to the funeral.
Only friends go to funerals.
That's not true.
I've gone to a lot of.
Why do we
funerals
keep having Amin die before Michael Jordan?
Amin
Well,
started.
he's got the premonition.
He's going to do it.
Number one.
Because he wants Michael Jordan to go to his funeral. He's going to make sure it happens.
LeBron's not the only person spending 7 figures on their body. Michael Jordan is, except it's just cognac and cigars.
Yeah.
But still, that helped. Look at George Burns. He lived to like 112 or whatever. So there it is. You, Hawk.
Millions
let me get
cognac and cigars a year on your body.
Let me get away from this before he decides he's not going to come.
Yeah, he's not. You see how I'm trying to dig into it? I'm trying to make sure I keep my money. Like, I can't believe.
I'm sorry, Mike.
All you said he spends his money on is cigars and cognac.
Mike, I'm sorry. I was just playing. I'm playing, Mike. You know I like to play, Mike.
With friends like you, who needs enemies?
I like Hennessy too.
So, Hawk.
I like him.
I like him.
Mike's not drinking Hennessy, by the way.
Yeah, he's
Remy.
Louis the 13th, baby.
A little higher.
Hawk, you had umbrance. You took umbrance. You took issue with something that Dan said on the show about, was it Russell Wilson?
Yeah, Russell Wilson, about how it's so sad that he gets to go make up to $21 million with the New York Giants, and that it's a terrible ending to a career. I completely disagreed with that take. I think he might be the happiest person in all of free agency.
Dude, you get to live your, like, it's like, what do they call them? When people go play, not fantasy baseball, but like when people pay a bunch of money to go play on Yankee Stadium.
Like fantasy,
like Billy
fantasy
Crystal.
camp. Yeah, like fantasy camp, right? Except it's real.
Except it's real.
Like, that's crazy. It's like going to Westworld for Russell Wilson, right?
Yeah.
You go in there and like, oh yeah, these robots are actually trying to kill me. Like,
I can't see a world at all where Russell Wilson, I'm not even kidding, not even a single point of it I can see where he would be disappointed in how things transpired, especially given where he was with the Denver Broncos. And he was positive in that situation.
Yeah.
And it was clearly him and his coach did not get along. His coach hated his guts.
Yep.
He got cut in a season where he was playing decent. And the thing about it is he didn't finish last year great. He is aging. Everyone does. He's not a young quarterback, but he's not playing that far off of the way that he's always played. And that is just the elements around him. And now he gets to go to New York media market with his superstar wife.
Yep. Well,
and
superstar?
back into Sierra's a
she
superstar.
Was a superstar.
Bro.
We're doing this off of follows.
She was a superstar. She was a huge superstar.
She's more famous worldwide.
Yes.
I would argue she's more famous now than she's ever been.
No.
Nah, that can't be true.
1-2 step, sir.
That you guys are living in a moment. Like, she's more visible now.
No, she's
with
not.
The injection of sports.
She had the biggest song on the planet.
The biggest song on the planet. She had the Missy
I don't think it was the
cosign.
biggest. I think you guys were really, really into hip hop at the time.
At that time,
At that
absolutely.
time.
It was
Yes,
certifiably one of my passions.
Yes, that was one of
in
that
that
was the
era. 100%.
I still think
When
Sierra
Luda
is as
hopped on
big
the
a
track,
superstar.
with the meanest, whip. Come on, man.
I didn't say it wasn't fire.
Dip.
I didn't say I wasn't in the parties going hammer.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying she's still a superstar.
She is.
And they're now in the media market of New York as opposed to Western Pennsylvania.
Sure. No, look, hey, man.
You know what else grinds my gears? I'm sorry to cut you off.
What's that?
Like, we were doing this thing. We let Dan perpetuate this. Aaron Rodgers and Stugotz, last five games.
Yeah.
And then I look at Russell Wilson's last 5 games. Very comparable, except Russell Wilson was actually playing real teams in real games.
Meaningful
against
football.
teams trying to win their football games instead of whatever the hell they had going on with the
And
Jets.
now do that with Aaron Rodgers over the last 3 years, and you will see that it's the same thing.
I'm gonna tell you,
he's played better than, and yet we
and he's
still
5
are
years younger.
More excited about Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't look now, but I think Russell Wilson's gonna do better in New York than Aaron Rodgers did. Oh wait, I shouldn't have said that.
Time for a new game.
I like that.
Don't look now.
It's not a new game, and it's a terrible game.
I'm glad you said don't look now.
Hold on.
I'm glad you said don't look now. Go ahead, Roy.
All right, Don't Look Now is presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. Tony?
Absolutely is the world's #1 vodka. Okay.
Okay.
Boys, obviously we talked about Russell Wilson.
I'm
That's on my don't look now sheet.
Really
Don't look now.
concerned about a lot of things, Tony. Before
What's
you
going on?
start, well, number one, I don't know what Mike
Oh.
is doing to Pat Riley.
That'll get you
I know that
pocket
Pat
change.
Riley has a case, an HR case. Number two, you guys have recruited Andrew Hawkins into this somehow.
I wish I got a real blindfold.
Well,
'Cause I can
Hawk, you got
kinda
to close
see
your
the
eyes at least.
Okay, they're closed.
Okay, good.
All right.
Don't look now. We haven't even mentioned this on the show. I don't know who's behind me. We haven't.
It's Pat
is that a
Riley.
Foot? What is
Pat Riley?
Don't look now. Stephon Diggs is a Patriot.
Yeah.
Not mentioned, not uttered once on this show, by the way, last week.
was
Stephon
kinda
Diggs
crazy.
now with Drake May. Interesting veteran receiver, veteran presence. Is it a good veteran presence? I don't know. That's why we're not looking.
He wasn't that bad.
He wasn't that great.
But it's like the first had to. So
This is the first piece of analysis Mike has ever offered in this segment.
That is true. But again, Mike likes it. Drake May. Hawk, what do you think? Getting a veteran guy in there, trying to help him out.
You got to develop your young quarterback. You know who's really good at helping develop young quarterbacks with rocket arms at 6'5" with a lot of potential? Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen, ring a bell? Anybody? I love it.
Mac Hollins at the 2. What if they go up and draft Travis Hunter too? Nice little 1, 2, 3.
I can't believe how much we talk about Mac Hollins. And Taylor introduced me to that name like a year and a half ago, and now he's a superstar, like Sierra.
I like how we barricaded Mike. By the way, good job, Billy.
I have no idea what Mike's doing because I'm not looking now.
There you go.
Don't look now. And it's actually gaining steam. Diana Rossini commented on this and reported this earlier today.
You guys talk into the mic.
Where's
Tony.
my mic?
You got to talk into it, Mike.
The Packers were one of the teams that tried to ban the tush push.
Oh.
And now it's starting to gain some steam where across the league there may be some people led by the Packers that want to cancel the tush push.
Got to do it. Has to happen.
There we go. I'm back. All right, what else do I have here? Don't look now.
You're looking at your paper.
Well,
How is that possible?
One up. It's the psychic thing where I can see where the Ark of the Covenant is. I just can't see exactly where.
How many soldiers?
200. Sorry. Vikings have not. Yeah, hold on. Give me. The Vikings have not. Oh, I got his hand. The Vikings have not commented on the QB1 for their team. Is it gonna be JJ McCarthy? Could it be Aaron Rodgers? They haven't closed the door yet. Don't look now.
Hawk, how surprised are you that the door isn't closed on Aaron Rodgers everywhere?
I'm not surprised because he is a great talent, and he still is one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the league physically. The question is what comes along with him off the field and being a 42-year-old in a locker room that you don't really feel like you need to be subjected to everything every player is subjected to. How does that play?
Hawk, let me ask you a question. As you got older, was there any part of the locker room environment that you were like, I'm too old for this? Not necessarily the physical, but just like
so much of it. By the time I retired, when I got plus 30, I hung out more with the coaches than I did the players. Just because I'm married with kids.
Right.
You got 21-year-olds coming in here with music I don't know. I was very much the old guy. That's how me and Joe Thomas became friends because he's an offensive lineman. I'm a wideout, but we're both old as hell. And he was the only person I could talk to about like older person things in the locker room. So it loses you quick.
Yeah. So wait, and you said you hang out with the coaches.
Yeah.
How do the coaches receive that? Like, is there any part of it? Oh, okay.
I gotta see. I gotta look now. I'm sorry. It was.
Yeah, segment's over.
Segment's been over.
Nobody was gonna tell me.
We just wanted to see how much longer you were to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Guys, are you as excited as I am for this new Statham movie?
A working man.
A working man.
I just saw the preview right now. Where's my laptop?
It's always an occupation.
It's
like wrestlers in the early 90s, late 80s.
I love these new Statham movies, which is always, I'm just a guy minding my business, but then somebody messes with an innocent person.
But I'm also an elite fighter.
No, but someone messes with an innocent person in my life.
Steven Seagal?
I don't like that. I can't do a Statham. So I just do this voice right here. It's like someone messes with an innocent person in my life who really isn't in my life. It's tangentially in my life. So maybe it's my neighbor, like it was in The Beekeeper, or maybe it's like the daughter of my best friend, like it is in A Working Man. But now that they mess with them, I've got to destroy their whole criminal organization. Just me, just the man.
I love it.
Right.
Did you guys see Beekeeper, by the way?
No.
Oh, he was in Occupation.
Beekeeper was hilarious. Hilarious, including a line like, most people don't know honey is one of the most flammable liquids ever, and then he lights it on fire and the guy goes
Is
on
that
fire.
so?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Really?
I don't know if it's real.
Does that?
No way.
I don't.
Can you
think
light
so,
honey on fire?
Apparently it's very flammable according to Beekeeper.
I gotta watch
Wow.
Beekeeper. I would imagine they just wouldn't make something up like that. Although films do tend to do that.
I mean, it's a movie. It's Hollywood, baby.
Hollywood.
I remember like the whole plot to the film XXX was the submarine in landlocked Czech Republic.
Oh yeah.
In their defense, the submarine could fly.
Oh,
flying submarine. It's a supermarine at that point, right? Well, submarine is not. And if it were just a boat, it'd be a marine. Get it?
yeah.
Everything in movies is real. It's just not revealed yet. So
Yeah, like the Ark of the Covenant.
Don't
Exactly.
Look at it.
Don't look now. Oh no! Hold on. No. And it's
No.
Jesus.
we're back, baby.
Where's my laptop?
No. Kill that music, please.
We're back.
One of the big stories in sports, and Mike, I'm glad you're here and looking now. I want you to be looking now because this is a big story in sports. I call it the biggest Cinderella story in sports.
UFL kicking off.
No, almost.
Roughnecks,
not
Battlehawks.
Not a Cinderella story.
Shout out to the Battlehawks.
The biggest Cinderella story in sports is the Sudanese national team in soccer, right? So if you don't know, I'm from Sudan, and our country has been at war.
Just like Akbar.
Yeah, just like Akbar Domestique, has been at war for a good 2 years now, where there's no infrastructure, there's no safety. It's the largest number of displaced people in the world right now, the biggest refugee crisis in all the world. And so the Sudanese national team, as a result, has not been living in Sudan, has not been playing home games in Sudan. They've had to live in Libya and play their home games there. And everyone who listens to the show knows I'm a huge Brazil fan because growing up in Sudan, you're like, well, Sudan's never going to be good. So we all adopted Brazil as that's our country. And it's been an unrewarding experience to watch Brazil be awesome and excellent. But this is different because now the Sudanese national team that doesn't live at home, that doesn't play its home games at home, has been on this miraculous Cinderella run over the last year and a half where they've qualified the African Nations Cup and they're currently number one in their World Cup qualifier group. And so they had a big game last week against Senegal. And Senegal is a team that has a lot of big-name guys. Sadio Mane, to give you an example. They got a bunch of guys that play in the EPL and they play at the top levels of European football.
Traditional AFCON power.
Power, right? Like you talk about the biggest teams in Africa, like the perennial, the Dukes, the North Carolinas of African soccer. It's Nigeria, it's Senegal, it's Ghana, right? Those are the three. And then everyone else kind of get in where you fit in. Algeria, I guess you could put them in there as well. And so for Sudan to go and play against Senegal and not only come out with a draw, but kind of should have won the game. It was something that was magical. And I was wondering, Mike, because you are a soccer guy, is this a story that's resonating with soccer people? I know Master Tesfacion went on Galazzo and he did a segment on it, but for the soccer heads overall, is this a story that's resonating or is this still kind of...
I think it might. If you look across the globe, too, there's plenty of those stories, especially in the Middle East. There's a lot of countries that would make for incredible storylines if they were to make it to
a World Cup.
A World Cup, especially here in North America. Geopolitically, there's a lot that put the host committee in a precarious situation, although the World Cup usually transcends that stuff. But given the current climate, it'd be hard to ignore. I do think that it's resonating. You still have to seek it out. AFCON qualifying region does not get a lot of attention over here just because it's not readily available.
Right.
You have to really seek this out. But as we march closer, I really do think that come summertime, with the formal ramp up of the Club World Cup that also kicks off down here in Miami, I believe with Inter Miami, you're going to start seeing these media entities start putting together narratives as the picture becomes a little clearer. It's also a little bit difficult here in this country because I don't think it's been damn near 30 years since the United States hasn't had to go through a qualification process.
Right.
So things that happened last week with the United States losing,
it doesn't matter to the
it doesn't really resonate because all they know is World Cup.
Yeah.
We're not really having our position jeopardized anyway because they've already qualified as a host nation.
I want to put this out there. If Sudan makes a World Cup, and obviously the World Cup's going to be here, Canada, and Mexico in a year. Wow, it's coming right up. If Sudan makes a World Cup, I've already announced that I am going to be the host for all of this. I'm going to take the team out to dinner. We're going to go to Fogo de Chao because we want that Brazilian energy in us, right? And I'm going to be doing the media rounds. I'll do ESPN. I'll do Fox. I'll do everything. I'm going to make this a thing.
It should be.
Because I want this to be visible because I think people need to understand, it's insane to not know if your family members are alive or healthy and have to go out there and compete. And again, I'm trying to think of what the American equivalent is. It would be like McNeese State playing against the Bulls.
Only if they were coming from like a war-torn part of the country,
right?
Well,
I'm just saying, just the war-torn stuff apart. Like this isn't like
it could do so much good.
It's the war-torn stuff apart. It's also like the talent gap. Like we don't have anybody that's close to what these teams are bringing to the table.
Yeah, and just even if it's for a brief moment, you have on that continent, Didier Drogba famously helped end a civil war and introduce a peacetime just for the Ivory Coast, which is also probably in that group of AFCON blue bloods. But the attention that it would bring to a cause which, as you know, is so underrepresented in the news cycle, especially here in the United States, because we're just so infatuated with our own problems over here, to have that kind of attention can do some real legitimate good, even just from a fundraising perspective, even if it just impacts the lives of the players and the families of those players. Everybody should be rooting for this. Everybody should be rooting for what's happening.
Absolutely. Now, should everybody be rooting for the UFL?
They should. Spring ball matters. We have a testament to non-NFL.
Spring ball?
No, you played in the CFL, but it was the CFL
not a developmental league. It's been around longer than the NFL, Mike.
Did you see the Trey Lance story?
No.
That Trey Lance may be going north of the border to help revive his career.
Forgetting his roots.
To go build a career.
Are you one of the greatest underdog stories in the history of the Cleveland Browns
Secret
organization?
Sauce. I'm the secret sauce.
Are you actually going to come out against the UFL?
No, I love the UFL.
The UFL is great.
I just take issue with you pointing to me about a league I did not play in.
Well, as someone that cut his teeth in a league that wasn't the NFL and then rode that league to the superstardom that you did, multiple contracts in the NFL, world's quickest man, you would know that what's going down tonight in Houston between the Roughnecks and the Battlehawks is of importance.
That's an intro.
That's
the intro I was
That's
trying
what he's
to get
looking
to.
for, yeah.
Thank you.
Is there an Andrew Hawkins of the UFL?
There's plenty of good stories in the UFL. Like right now, Jock Pearson.
That's made it. That's made it.
Like
that's the Hawk story. The Hawk story is he started there and then he made it.
Turpin.
Not a guy who could make it, a guy who did make it.
Turpin's
probably
Turpin's
the best
He
story.
was at UFL?
There was
who
was that
Got a
tight
nice little
end
contract
for
just now.
tight end for the Chargers. Oh my God, backup tight end.
Antonio Gates.
No. I'll get it. I'll find the name. But there were good stories, and then never forget what COVID took away from us.
Which is
the Roughnecks Battlehawks. Collision course for the championship.
Yeah.
Jordan Tiamo and PJ Walker, who were lighting the world on fire.
PJ Walker, another guy, had a couple.
PJ Walker was a great story, and he was legitimately good in that league. We got Anthony Brown starting at quarterback for the Roughnecks. We got Max Dugan. We got a loaded offense for the Battlehawks. It got Hakeem Butler, who is a huge producer at wide receiver for them.
McCarron's still there?
We got
AJ McCarron?
McCarron.
Wait, he's
on the
playing?
outs of the league.
Hold on.
I'm like 90% sure this game goes down because there's all sorts of talk that there might be a work stoppage.
Wait a second. Is this a Brian Scalabrine situation? You know, Brian Scalabrine played in the Big Three. Do y'all know that?
Yes.
Like very briefly.
Yep.
And then he went to broadcasting after that because he was like, oh, I'm too old for this shit. But like the idea of like, I'm a broadcaster, but then I come back and I work out and then I play. Is that what's happening with AJ McCarron?
Has been very vocal. I wasn't a huge fan of the merger because it kind of sided with the USFL way of doing things, which meant they had to use that union. They took some of their rules. Thankfully, the XFL kickoff that the NFL adopted is back in what was formerly known as the XFL. But the UFL, I don't know, it's just not doing it. It's not as extreme, I guess. I miss the XFL. Yeah. I don't like the UFL as much, but I'll give it time, and hopefully with the second year. But there's all sorts of reports being done right now. The players still exhausting every option because they're not happy with the compensation that they're getting. I mean, I do think today's game is going to go down, but AJ McCarron has been one of those outspoken voices, especially for the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks came out in unison and said that their pay wasn't right. But McCarron's not playing for the Battlehawks anymore, no.
Yeah, and also I think you're confusing Greg McElroy with A.J. McCarron, who are both former Alabama quarterbacks. One is an analyst for EST.
Which one had the hot girlfriend that Musburger?
A.J. McCarron.
McCarron. Although, to be fair, I don't know what McElroy's working with.
But the famous one where who was it? Was it Brad Nessler?
Nessler? No, Musburger.
Brad Musburger.
Yeah,
that's the
Musburger.
one.
Yeah, there
that's
she
the one
is.
you're thinking of. It's McCarron.
Okay.
But we got football under the Friday Night Lights.
I love it. I love it. My question, and this is very, I don't even want to qualify, but okay, so the players that are fighting for the money and all the things, it feels a little premature.
What is?
Like I don't know what the UFL makes. I don't know what those TV contracts look like. I don't know what the CBS. So I'm coming in this unchecked.
That's how we like it.
That's how we like it here, right? But I will say that when I'm looking at the UFL, to your point about CFL, my opportunity there being similar, is I'm looking at it as an opportunity to build a profile and tape to try to make it to the NFL.
Yes.
Versus creating a career out of the UFL. Now there will be players that do so, and
not
that's
by
great.
choice.
Not by choice. Right. So, and do I kind of feel like it's cutting your nose off to spite your face a little bit for a work stoppage in a scenario where you guys are trying to put enough film out there to make it to the big show, which is kind of the whole premise around quote unquote spring football in the first place. So that's not. It's not disrespectful to the UFL to say you're a feeder league to the NFL because that's how it's built versus the CFL truly views themselves as a self-contained professional league in their country that has been around longer than the National Football League.
Did you mention that the CFL is older than the NFL?
I did.
Wow. Is that true?
It is true.
Yeah. What?
Absolutely true. Yes. It is the OG.
Like, you mean older than the merger?
No.
Older than the actual league?
Older than the actual league. And then also, you got to realize, in the 70s.
1956 is what I'm looking at.
The salaries are comparable.
Not older than the NFL then.
Well, then that is the merger.
You know
the
what?
NFL, it's older than the NFL. No.
NFL was founded in 1920. The CFL was founded in 1958.
I don't think that's right.
Okay.
I think we need CFL merch for
I don't think that's right.
CFL.
Well, I would love CFL merch.
Anybody who works for the CFL, can we send some CFL merch to Hawk so he can wear it on the show next time?
At least we admitted on the front end, we are not informed on this at all.
Again, unchecked. That's how we like it around here. Everything's unchecked. When you guys have a cleaning person coming to your house, do you clean your house first for the cleaning person?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
We had around here.
We had the cleaning lady the other day, right?
Yeah.
A couple of days ago. And the night before, I got a baby. I got a 3-month-old kid. Very hectic in my life, right? Yeah. Baby's screaming, crying. We got to give her a bath. We got to put her down. We got to do this. We got to do that. Yep. By the time I get home, my wife's like, hey, the cleaning lady comes tomorrow. We got to clean up. And I'm like, we're paying her to clean up. Yeah. And she's like, no, but we got to clean up before she cleans up. Yeah. So we don't look like slobs and we don't look like, dirty people. And I'm like, I get that. I'll put away a couple of things that we've got out, but I'm not going to physically get on my hands and knees and scrub something that she is going to scrub tomorrow.
Now, here's the deal. There's part of it that is to save face, right? Absolutely. I feel like this is a universal. This isn't a two Americas thing, right? This is universal.
3 Americas.
3 Americas.
4 too. 4 Americas.
Just got to close the loop. Donald Parham.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Thank you. Parham
big
the interruption.
The dishes have to be done.
Yeah, look, some of it is to save face, right? Some of it is you don't want these people these people are animals, right? But there's another part of this. There's actually 2 other elements to why you clean up before the cleaning people show up. Number 1 is you clean up the things that I don't want you messing with.
Right.
Right. Like I'm going to put this stuff away because I don't trust.
Because you don't know where it goes. I know where it goes.
Exactly. And one of the things I hate about the cleaning people is when I open like a drawer and I'm like, where the hell is the thing? And like, oh, they put it in this cabinet over here. Like, we never put the bottle opener there. Why would it be there, right? Number 2, and this one is huge, because if it's too much of a hard work, they might half-ass it. So I'm going to get rid of the original kind of surface level
You're
stuff.
going to do like 25%, so they only have to do 75% instead of 100%.
Not only do they only have to do 75%, they have to do the hard 75%. I'm going to get rid of the aesthetic, like, superficial part of the dirt. Like, all right, now you got to scrub that part that won't come out.
So instead of them half-assing, you're half-assing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why you clean before the cleaning people show up.
It's just like, I don't get it because I had to clean my house at 11 o'clock. And it's like,
that's annoying.
Who put all these shoes here? Why are all the shoes? There's 11 pairs of shoes in the house. Why are they here?
I kind of feel like this is.
I'm running up the stairs with 9 shoes,
hold on.
trying not to wake the baby up. One shoe falls off. My wife's like, why? I'm like,
Tony, I'm not trying to sow seeds of discontent in your household. But I kind of feel like when it's you, her, and the baby, it's pretty obvious whose shoes are who.
Yes, of course.
Like, I got a problem in my house because I got kids, multiple, and 2 of them are twins. And so, whose shoes
How old
are
are your
these?
twins? I got twins too.
My twins are 11.
Mine are 10.
For real?
Come on, put it there.
Twin life.
My bad.
Did you find that once you had twins, you started meeting people who had twins? Left
Yeah,
and right?
that's all you see.
That's all you see is twins.
You should go to the Twinsburg Twin Festival in Ohio.
Oh, yeah?
All the twins.
Is it in the summertime?
Converge in Twinsburg, Ohio, to have a festival, all twins.
By the way, twins.
File. There it is. I have a brother.
Also, the Grey Cup is older than
the Super Bowl.
It's 1909 was when the Grey Cup. Was
I have some clarification.
But it was a
CFL thing.
The CFL is older than the NFL in the merger. I wouldn't find that.
All right, so courtesy of ChatGPT, which has been wrong about Hawkins-driven topics before.
It's a little racist, but go ahead. I'll allow it.
NFL was founded in 1920.
Okay.
CFL was formed in 1958.
Okay.
Through a merger of various Canadian football organizations. However, Canadian football itself has its roots going back to the 1860s, which predates American football.
Yes.
But the official CFL organization came much later than when the NFL started.
Yeah.
Right.
So Canadian football is older than Reconstruction.
Well, what about college football?
But that's how the NFL is too, though. Like all those leagues, that's what they consider the NFL. But also the CFL, like the roots of the NFL are from 1920 something.
Is there a really old franchise inside the CFL that is older than the CFL itself? Because that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, what's the oldest CFL franchise?
I don't know.
Will you get on that? Find out what.
I will find out.
Even though this is contrary to what we want to do, we want to do unchecked. But I'm asking you to check.
Do you remember when Baltimore was in the CFL?
Oh, that was a time.
Stallions, right?
They brought back the Colts, I believe.
Baltimore Stallions.
Was it? Yeah. Yeah, it was a horse of some sort.
Yeah.
So the Grey Cup originally was a hockey trophy, and then the league that handed out the trophy then got another trophy, so they gave it to the Canadian Dominion football champion. So they just were like, well, we have this extra trophy. You guys can have
It's a
it.
hand-me-down?
It's efficient.
Hawk, we got another point in your favor right now. The Toronto Argonauts are the oldest franchise in the CFL and the oldest professional football team in North America. They were founded in 1873.
Come on. What are we talking about here?
While the CFL as a league was officially formed in 1958, several teams, like the Argonauts, predate the league by decades.
You think I would just peddle that stat? You don't think I've heard that a million times?
Well, you said the CFL is older than
I
the
know,
NFL.
but it is.
Yeah, get that. See, that's why we check.
It is.
Yeah,
The
see, that's why we
NFL,
check
the
right
merger
now.
didn't happen till the 60s.
Right.
We're really bending over backwards to make you right.
Thank you.
We're trying.
The field goal post in the front of the end zone, that's a Canadian thing. That's where they got it from.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's the reason why they changed it.
Yeah, because it's Canadian. Like,
Because they're
we
not
got this from
fun.
Canada.
We still like big hits. We got an extra defender out there.
If you could take one rule from modern day CFL and apply it to the NFL, is it running starts?
1 point. Rouge.
One, I don't know. I don't think it's running starts. I think it's no fair catches. No fair catches, no touchbacks.
You hated returning punts.
CTE.
I did,
City.
but we had a 5-yard halo. So no fair catches, no touchbacks.
But you're like strict with the halo.
But if you're inside of 5 yards when I catch the ball, it's a penalty. And also, if I take a knee in the end zone, the defense gets 1 point.
What about a slightly wider field in the NFL?
That's fun. You want
metric,
big scores and touchdowns.
Wait,
make the field wide.
Is that why the field is wider? Is it the metric system?
It's in meters, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not
I don't
it's
think
not
that's
equal.
why.
It's still like the field is 110 yards long, which would be 100 meters to the NFL's 100 yards. The end zones are 20 yards long. Each end zone. So you could be on the 10-yard line,
but
throw a 25-yarder for a tub.
Sideline to sideline, it's also wider. Right?
Sideline to sideline
So
is also wider.
So when they're like, okay, it's third down and 35 meters, like this.
No, they don't do that because there's only 3 downs in the CFL. So third down and 35 meters, you better punt it.
You got to punt it.
You go 2 and out.
3 downs, dude. Only 3. Okay,
hold on. The
now.
offense
hold
has
on
a big advantage in the CFL.
You want to make NFL football more fun. Less downs.
Less downs.
Less
baby.
downs. Why are we doing 4 downs? Let's go 3 downs.
Hey, you're preaching my language right now, brother. There is no football that was more fun to me than playing in the CFL.
Why isn't CFL football
Except
more
the money.
popular? Or do they play at the same time as the NFL? Is the season?
It starts earlier,
Starts
but
earlier.
yeah,
It gets a lot colder earlier.
Yeah.
Championship is
stat-
like Thanksgiving weekend.
We have an update on the Baltimore Stallions.
Yes.
Yeah. Former Grey Cup champion, Baltimore Stallions.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We took the
it
Grey
from
Cup
them,
too.
Went down there and this is like when
the
the
year
Raptors.
they folded too. They won the Grey Cup and that was it.
It's really unfortunate.
Leave on top like George Costanza, right?
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they relocate or they just totally shut her? We'll keep working it.
Yeah. I'm fascinated though by this idea of could the CFL be a TV product that would be successful in the U.S. if their season just didn't coincide with the thing that takes everyone's attention?
The answer is no, because each roster has to have at least 19 Canadians.
Okay.
Right? So there's also certain positions that are more Canadian than others. We'll call it that way.
Like what?
Like offensive linemen.
They're all
a lot of the
Canadian.
O-linemen are
that
Canadian.
makes sense.
Safety. You'll have a lot of Canadians.
You're talking about secret sauce.
The secret sauce.
Nationalism.
Possession slot receivers.
I mean, come as a shock. They have black guys out there.
No, I know. I'm saying, but there's secret sauce.
But
that
like
needs
their
to be
secret
there.
sauce is in those linebacker.
Linebacker must be a great Canadian.
You're not going to see a lot of white corners in the CFL. You're not going to
D-linemen,
see
a lot of nose tackles.
outside receivers.
So the further
who
away
are
from
down.
the ball, the less Canadian.
There's just hey, we can find that here. They don't come to America to get things they can find to feed the ratio.
A big 6'6", 330-pound guy.
We got that right
plenty
here
of
in Nova
those.
Scotia. That's nothing to us.
Wearing
you
a
know?
lumberjack
Hit
shirt.
Saskatoon, we got ourselves a linebacker straight out of Calgary. Not a big deal, So there's that. So that would make it tough. Because also, and this goes to the UFL as well, what the NFL does great is they do great character development. Right? There's a cycle.
Really?
Like we see the high school kids. This kid's a 5-star. Jeremiah Smith, where's he going to go? Miami, Ohio State. Goes to Ohio State. You've watched him there.
McGill.
And then as they get to the NFL, you're now seeing pass or fail. And then they do well. And the Lamar Jackson story arc is nuts. It's hard for the UFL because I don't know these guys.
Yeah.
And there's no way to get me as caught up. But you're giving me the same broadcast. CFL is the same way.